Hello everybody, this is Kelly Stamps. Welcome to a work day in my life. I wouldn't really call it work though, I'm just having fun. I am having fun. Every single day is a sleigh, as I've said before, a sleigh day keeps the feels away. Today I am providing a look which I call Emily Thorne in the Hamptons, almost executing a mission. You see, she was all about the classics, the classic ribbed textures here. Very, it's like a mix of Southern prep and East Coast prep without being too costumey. Anyway, that's my outfit of the day and my hair of the day. It's shiny, it's healthy, we got it, we love it. Mwah. Next on my agenda, aside from providing an excellent look, always classy, always timeless, is to edit a video. All right, now don't get lost. This is the office. This is where I execute my plans. I was gonna say world domination, but honestly, it was a bit much. I said at the start of this channel that I'm trying to dominate the world, dominate this. I don't feel the need to dominate anymore, and besides, when I try to force it, when I did what I did in 2020, which worked exactly as planned, which was overworking myself, pumping out lots and lots and lots and lots of videos, even when I didn't want to. Sure, that got views, but I wasn't happy. I love being just enough. As a student, I was always like a B student. I knew I was the best. I knew I'm smart, okay. But I don't feel the need to prove anything to anybody other than, proud. I don't really care too much about these goals anymore. Now, obviously, I've had the privilege to experience what it's like being on top all the time. I was obsessed with these YouTube studio numbers. I'm telling you, I was like mental during 2020. I was checking the YouTube studio, I think 15 times a day. I was not okay. I was completely anxious, just ridden with so much stress because I wanted to be like the girls who blew up and maintain that blow up, which is really hard to do, by the way. Like Emma Chamberlain, for example, is an example of someone who somehow just kept it going and the algorithm was on her side the whole time because, I don't know. It's like a rare occasion. People look at that and they assume, why can't I be like that? Or why can't you, it's not normal. There's a few other people I watch who've done that, but it's like there are so many YouTube channels and this sliver of people are lucky enough to even have like 100,000 subscribers. So basically what I'm saying is I'm treating myself better. I don't upload as much as I used to, and I haven't felt stress in a long time. But now I'm in New York, so I kind of do need to get back into that hustle. Also, as you can see here, this is a microphone. I recorded about 13 episodes. I deleted one of them of this podcast that I created. And by the way, the reason why I keep talking about it and it's not up yet is because today I have a photo shoot with my trusty photographer named Ellie. There's so many creative people here in New York, and they're all part of this well-oiled machine, which is Kelly Stamps, the YouTube channel. I am someone who normally doesn't like to ask for help because I'm like, I could do bad all by myself, like a Tyler Perry movie. But no, that's not true. Like, you need to ask for help every now and then. I had my videographer girl, Izzy, who did my interview with women on the street and then my lookbook, and the photo shoot will be done today by Ellie. So that's why this says shoot with Ellie. I don't know if you could see that. When we do this photo shoot, then I will have a podcast cover. Then it can go public and you all will be entertained. I can cure you of your boredom. If you like my YouTube channel, but you feel like you want more, I don't know, a little bit more personal stories or things that really just, or I'm commonly told I say what other people are thinking, but they're too afraid to say it because I have no shame and I don't have a job, so I can't get fired. So if you like my channel, if you like my personality, if you like my honesty, you will love this podcast. I'm so excited. I asked my Instagram followers to name it for me. We pretty much voted on Stampede Airlines because I thought, well, it's all just story times and just insightful lessons. So it's like I'm taking you off into a different location, taking you on a journey, hence airlines. And Stampede Airlines is free. There's no charge to listen. You just need to have some sort of a device to listen to a podcast. Anyway, for right now, focus is YouTube today. I recorded 2 videos. This one's meant to be private. I don't think I'm gonna put it online. Whoop. But it's about my trip to Miami. As you see, I'm just having fun here. So this is a video which might just be for myself. I still like to create videos. I think it's important to have some form of a diary. I don't have an actual diary, so for me, creating little short films is just fun for me. This is just theater. But there's nothing like that feeling when the video says 99% uploaded, HD, almost done. It just, oh, it's like Christmas. I love just putting my project out onto the internet, for it to be judged, for it to be praised. It's like, am I a movie producer? I mean, it is so brave of me to put myself out there online. I don't think y'all realize how weird this is, that I make a living from putting myself out there. And it's actually not weird because I don't actually have to deal with I don't ever have to actually deal with anything. Like, the top comment I would get in the beginning was, you know, on those influencer videos, how do you deal with hate comments? How do you deal with the stress of, you know, the anxiety of people knowing who you are? I'm like, it doesn't make me anxious. I've always been a local celebrity. I've always been outgoing, even though I have very introverted qualities. It doesn't bother me. It's the self-doubt. It's the harsh judgment I have on myself if I don't do well. None of this stuff actually bothers me. Like, people knowing who I am, any of that, like, it never has, never will. Like, I actually like it. And as for hate comments, I have so many comments now, I don't even notice if there is one. Like, so many. There's like sometimes 300, sometimes 700, sometimes 2,000 comments on a video. I would not notice a hate comment because all the nice ones always go to the top anyway. It would take someone to say something like really bad for others to notice and then comment, and then, so that makes sense. Like, you just don't see them when you get bigger, and I just don't care. I used to care a lot, though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't want to pretend like one of those people who's like, just take it like a grain of salt. Like, no, that shit hurts. Someone wrote to me one day and said something like, when I had, I think, 200 subscribers, they said, you're gonna get pretty much to like 50,000 subscribers and just stop growing. He's like, you're cute, you're funny, but I just don't see you going anywhere. I don't see this going full time. Look at me now. I wish I could find that comment and respond to the guy, but I just don't care. I'm not petty. So it's stuff like that when you're like, ugh. Or the worst is when you just feel misunderstood. That's pretty much why I've ever gotten angry at comments. It's not something that they said that was harmful or hurtful. Like, I did rhythmic gymnastics with Russians. I've been told I'm overweight. I've been told I'm not good enough. I've been told all sorts of things. You know, you already know my upbringing. I mentioned just strained relationships. Like, nothing you say can actually hurt my feelings. I promise you. However, something that always will frustrate me is people who try to purposely misunderstand something. Like, there will always be that person who wants to ruin your day and just look for something wrong. Like, I can't think of any examples right now that I've had on my channel. What I mean is, on TikTok, for example, I see this on every single video. Someone will post something funny or crude, or where, you know, to people like me, it's obviously a joke. It's not meant to be taken seriously. But they will go and pin this comment saying, oh, hey guys, just so you know, my sister and I are just play fighting. I wouldn't actually call her that mean name. Or like, oh, I'm actually nice to my boyfriend, whatever. We're just kidding. We didn't, you know, you shouldn't even have to post that. But that's because of the climate that we're in right now, where people who just were given participation trophies are now honestly kind of winning, and I don't like that. So my goal of my channel is to honestly put a stop to that. I'm not even overtly bad. I don't like say anything asinine. However, you will never see me apologize, ever. What's her name? Katie say on Real Housewives of Potomac, I'm sorry I called you dumb. Maybe I meant you were stupid. By the way, everybody, I wake up and I go on a walk every single day. And I woke up around 7:30 today and I went and got coffee. Usually I do try to make it to be, you know, economic, but I enjoyed talking to people in the coffee shop. So I went for that reason. Now I'm about to have a little snack. This is just some onigiri. You can find these anywhere. I like to make them from scratch. This one I didn't. That's why it looks perfect. This is from a Japanese market. And it's only $2. It's a delicious, healthy snack. I like seaweed. It's just rice, salmon. To make it stick closed, I took 2 pieces of rice grains and put it on each side and did that. And it's good to go. But I'm going to pop it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. While that's in the microwave, I just sit here like this. That is me just thinking of more ideas for my next video. Every single second counts in my free work days of the week. blah, blah, blah. My normal speaking voice. My normal speaking voice is here. A little bit louder. Oh, it's too much. Testing. Still too much. This braid on the ground represents how it feels to still be living in Manhattan in 2022. I knew it was time to let go, but why can't we? Shit, it's too slow. Couple of hours have passed. I actually didn't finish the video as planned because for once in my life, I really actually enjoyed the editing process. I said I didn't when I started that, but that was my second video I've edited on this new computer. Yes, this is the iMac. I previously had a really tiny, like, I don't know how many inches, let's just say, I don't know. It looks like 13 inches. I have no idea. But the other MacBook Air that I had from 2015, that thing, I don't know how it kept going. It was like, zzz. When I started editing within 2 minutes. My beautiful iMac, it's amazing. I can't recommend it enough. Again, this is technically a write-off for my business, so it's not like I spent money and lost it, but as you know, I'm so cheap with things. I did not want to upgrade my iPhone 6 for the longest time. I didn't want to get rid of my MacBook, but this made me excited to sit down and do that. Like I said, I don't like editing. I actually do. I just needed a better display. I can't believe how fast they did that, how efficient it was. Great purchase, 10 out of 10. It's huge, that's what she said. It's gorgeous display. Okay, I'm gonna eat now. I used my KitchenAid convection oven, just so you know. I do use things that are sent to me. This was the greatest gift ever. Thank you, Kohl's. So this is my lunch for the day. Just some French fries, not just. These are Elite frozen Whole Foods shoestring fries. Drizzled olive oil over it, put some seasoning, salt on it, rosemary. It tastes good. Don't look at it. And then here's my Elite salmon, which again, if you saw my wholesome leaving Texas video about slow living, this salmon doesn't look that like insanely good or anything on this camera right now, but it is crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Thank you, Kohl's, for this air fryer. My goodness, I love this air fryer. It does everything for me. So I'm gonna sit down and watch Stranger Things. By the way, Will is so in love with Mike. Can we just get that out there? Dear God, hello. Thank you for making me charismatic, kind, caring, and I will continue to spread my blessing all throughout New York City in my 2-foot by 2-foot studio. I hope that I can unbrainwash the entire USA and the rest of the world and make us go back to normalcy. Amen. Would you like some? No? Okay. I know it's not appealing, but it tastes good, okay? I'm forcing myself to nibble on something in the morning. And I actually think, excuse me, I'm reaching for a napkin. I got these beautiful napkins to match my little Victorian romantic vibe that's supposed to be going on in here. Borderline. I'm not even gonna say French, that's embarrassing, but isn't this cute? I think it's really making a difference. I am forcing myself to drink orange juice or my lactose-free milk in the morning instead of just chugging coffee and then losing my appetite and then binging at lunchtime and then eating dinner at like 10 p.m. This is nice. I have an actual routine. That's all I have to do today. The photo shoot went so well. I'm gonna reach out to some brands today And I think due to the recession and due to brands canceling on plenty of people who are way bigger than me, I just haven't gotten any like brand deals for, actually I've just turned away a few, but now I'm like, did I say that? Oh, I love that foot massager, girl. My subscribers would love that. I'm very picky with brand deals, and I think I should take a break from doing them. But just FYI, my camera's gonna die. FYI, in our world, or my world, for the past 3 years, I didn't have to do sponsors, but I did them anyway, which was smart because that's how other brands see that you're, someone that people like and want to use. I had AdSense that was like 16,000 and up every month consistently, which is insane, by the way. That's why so many people were shocked by my channel. They're like, how did you do that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of sorcery happened. I have no clue. It wasn't like, the Snake Girl or Emma Chamberlain, for example, but still, it was just this rapid, insane obsession for like a year straight, and now things are mellow again. So, but I feel better now. I feel like I never want to be in the full spotlight because you can't screw up, and I'm someone who's bound to say something offensive. I'm surprised I haven't been canceled yet, honestly. I don't even mean to. But again, it was kind of scary because in this world, people purposely try to misconstrue you. They purposely try to miss your point because they want to just be angry about something. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been as creative for the past year, is that I know what happens to people these days. If you're successful, if you're beautiful, if you're wise, intelligent, and just kind, people don't like women like that. They want to be bitter and angry and tear you down. And sometimes it's other women too. So I've been very careful, but it's like, I don't want to be careful anymore. I want to just be myself. That's why I'm excited. I want to bite into this. That's why I'm excited for the podcast, because I can be a little more unhinged. And I think because I don't have to physically be in front of the camera, it will allow me to create a lot more. I want to keep posting once, sometimes twice a week on YouTube, but I want my podcast to be like 5 podcasts a month. It's easy. Like I just spoke here for like 13 minutes. That was super easy. Or even talking about my ugly breakfast and how I all of a sudden have this health kick and I don't eat like red meat anymore or Bessie's. So that's why I like the idea of a podcast. I'm super excited. It was very easy to edit. It took me like 2 minutes. So I think I always put myself into this box when I get comfortable. I'm like, oh, YouTube has been my thing for the past few years, which it is. It's my first and foremost like vessel to get my voice out there. But there are so many other ways to be in entertainment. I could write a blog, which would be very easy. Podcasting is definitely more financially useful. I can go into acting. Acting is kind of like wishy-washy though, because again, so many actors I know have reached out to me being like, we need to get on social media because we're not getting work. I'm always going to be a more practical person. Ideally for me, my perfect trifecta would be reaching 1 million subscribers and one group of people who all kind of like the same thing, so I can easily cater to my audience and be like, here's content about life, philosophy, lifestyle, and choices, not so much like a particular city or a particular thing or influencer culture, influencer topics, how-to stuff. This is like my niche that got me kind of stuck for a minute. It's not a bad place to be stuck. I like talking about it, but there's a point when people want to make courses for a reason. And at first I was like, oh, I never want to sell a course because I can just talk about it. There's value there. So I would make a course for that one day if I wanted to, because people really like me for that. That's how I went viral, sort of. I have a few videos on that. They'll all have like almost 2 million views on each. But I can't keep talking about that because it doesn't drain me. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that that's something that I wouldn't keep talking about without getting something out of it. But if you were in my shoes and you knew that lots and lots of people want to hear it, and I have so much more to share, but I'm a personality who happens to know a lot about that topic and just has a really unique path on here because I started late and I know things and I've learned. But I want my channel to be me, my personality, me, da-da-da-da. So you get it. I think you get it. What's it? Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Kelly Stamps, Professor Stamps After Hours. I'm coming to you in my drawers, which is something that I would never do. I would never talk to you in my drawers on photo booth if it wasn't important. Well, I can't help but notice something that has been going on in all my videos for the past 1.5 years, and that is that I have not been as candid or, as I said, unhinged as I can be. And it's really hard because as I said, and it's something that just happens. It's hard to avoid it, but I have fallen to this trap of being run by fear, operating through fear. In the beginning of this video, which I'm so glad that I said it, because now I can actually address it and be honest with myself, I said that I have been fearful of cancel culture, which is true. I have been fearful of other things like regretting, just regret. Like, will I regret, dropping out of college and never going back, for example? When I had managers in 2020, and they were just doing their job, so this is not an attack or anything, but I told them I want to go back to school. I'm not happy doing this full time. I'm happy with the money because this is wild, but I can take this first brand deal. My first ever brand deal was a lot of money. I said, I can take this money that I just worked so hard for. I love the product. I couldn't believe that that brand that I always bought from paid me X amount. I said, I can take this and go to school. He told me, no, don't do that. It doesn't make any sense. You got to strike while the iron is hot. Now, he wasn't wrong, but it's up to me to decide what I want to do. And to be quite frank with you, I didn't know. It's not that I don't know, it's that I didn't know up until now. Because when you're given an opportunity like mine, it makes sense to stay in it and do whatever you can to stay on top. And clearly, I've been alluding to not caring anymore. It's not that I don't care. It's that I've noticed that as a human, it's just not healthy for someone like me to be looking at numbers all day long. The fact that I have, 668 now, 1,000 subscribers is insane. So thank every single one of you. Wow. But there's a point when I thought 100 subscribers was a lot. I was so amazed when I had 9,000. And they're not all watching, A lot of these people are kind of like more dormant. They come out when I have like a funny video that like is massive and then they kind of go away. But I'd say I have about 200, probably 99,000 active subscribers, people who are actually on YouTube every day. That's insane. The fact that even 60,000 people watch my videos and when I upload is nuts. So anyway, numbers have been skewed due to doing this full time. It has skewed my perception, I used to think, for example, $70,000 was a lot of money. And now I'm disappointed if I make less than $300,000 in a year, which is nuts because I used to be a student. So anyway, where am I getting at this? I have been wanting to go back to a normal life for some time now. Not saying I'm quitting. I just mean I think it is healthier for me to do what my plan was secretly this whole time, which has been applying to colleges. I was supposed to go to college last week, disappear from the internet, focus on me. That didn't happen because I don't know. I felt like the timing wasn't right. I kind of listened to my old manager said, strike while the iron is hot, take advantage of it. Like, how long am I going to be hot in 26 for? Not long. Or my 20s still. I can always go back to college when I'm 30. So he's not wrong, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think I just want the structure again, and I have a lot of time in my schedule. I would rather turn 30 with a degree than turn 30 without a degree, and I don't even have to explain that. College is just adding value to yourself, and I'm very proud of what I've done here online. Very proud of what I've done growing a TikTok as well recently. I'm proud of my internet accomplishments. But I want to know, what else can I do out there in the world? I have so many goals that require me to split up my time, and I just haven't done that because, again, operating through fear. Fear of falling into irrelevancy, is that what it's called? Fear of, again, cancel culture. Fear of being an influencer, saying how I feel for 4 minutes now, and I know that there's going to be one person who's like, poor you. You made all this money. Now you realize you want to get back to normal life. Yes, I'm entitled to say so. And if anything, it should be refreshing because how many influencers actually come on here and tell you to focus on school and don't throw it away? I've said this before in an old Boston video. I actually moved to Boston because I was supposed to be going to school there. So that was the whole backstory behind that, but no one really knew that. But anyway, that's it. I have been applying to colleges and I felt this spark that I haven't felt in a long time. And that's this spark of, I don't know how to describe it. Just, I am very isolated in this world as a full-time YouTuber. And I pretty much only talk to YouTubers right now because they're the only people who can really understand this. and empathize and give advice. So we all are kind of really tight-knit for a reason. And many of us have been feeling the same thing, that the algorithm has just become so unfair. It kind of, we think, makes us work harder when you get really big, because then it's like, pump out more content. And then I'm just feeling unsatisfied. Then I beat myself up for not having 1 million views, which is absurd, again, because like it's so hard to get 1 million views on a video when sometimes it just favors people. Like it favored me for like 2 years straight. And how do I put it? This is getting so long, I'm sorry. I compare chasing the algorithm wave like trying to have a career after being a child star. It is so hard for someone to mimic the same exact place they were in 20 years ago. In my case, it is hard for me to bring back the like energy that I had 4 years ago when life didn't happen. My dad, passed away, still dealing with that grief. 2020 happened to all of us. I have so much anger towards the hospital that didn't let me see him. I have changed for the better. However, like irreparable damage has happened. And that spark isn't fully gone, but I just know that it will come back if I go focus on myself for a bit, or at least introduce something else in my life. That's at least how I feel. Or maybe you won't. I don't know. I think I've been funny since day one, and nothing's gonna change that, but there's just something that happens when you take this full time, and it's this obsessive cycle of chasing something impossible. And I just want to go back to a place when I was very easily satisfied by things, and I feel like I have unrealistic expectations for myself because I've done them before. I did it last year and the year before that. But I need to chill. I need to go to therapy. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. That's all I have to say. I will be going back to college full time, and I'm very excited for that because that is a privilege I did not have before, being able to just pay my way through school 100%, no questions asked, without relying on anybody, FAFSA, like parents, you name it. I just want to get that done out the way. It'll just make me feel good. I'm so excited. Like when I tell you, I was so thrilled just receiving acceptance after being a transfer from years ago. Like that's not easy, by the way. And I leveraged being a YouTuber, dropping out, grief, all these things that make me who I am today. And with the internet, I saw them as weaknesses, which is, I've had to deal with grief. I feel like I can't, I'm not as like happy as I was before. But like, how do you be happy when that happens to you? It's hard. I saw all these things as weaknesses, but everything that I've just been through will make me such an amazing adult student. I think I can pass for 24. I love Brandy Melville. Have you heard that new Olivia Rodrigo song? I love her. She just, I think I can pass. I'm just kidding. But there's no reason to be embarrassed as a student. If you're 26 or 36 or 46 or 56 or 96, college is for everyone. College will always be there again, like my former manager said, but I'm willing to take that risk because I think it would make me very happy. It's just weird. I don't know. There's no way else to describe it than being weirdly isolated in this world where everyone is watching me. I know a great amount of people who support me, but there's also a large amount of people here who weirdly like watch my every move and then talk about how much they hate me. I'm like, you're obsessed. It's just weird. I'm like, I don't like the spotlight. I like recognition, not fame. And I feel like I don't know, I just don't give in to the expectation of how influencers are supposed to act. Like, I don't give people my time of day. I'm just like, hello. I just keep walking. I just don't know. Fame is not for me. Recognition is somehow. I would personally receive a Nobel Prize, a Nobel Peace Prize, than get invited to the VMAs. It's just weird. I don't know. That's all I have to say. But collegiate stamp. I don't know when I'll disappear. Maybe it'll be in winter. I don't know. Either way, that's what I've been dealing with. I hope, excuse me, I hope that you take something from this and value education, because it always comes first. Everything else will follow after.